It's my 30th birthday today, and I have been dreading this day for 3 years now. People always say turning 30 isn't a bad thing because the 30s were the best time of their life, and the 30 is still young, and all these different reasons why turning 30 is either a neutral or a positive thing. But for me, that wasn't really so much about why I was dreading turning 30. It was more about what it represented and what it does represent in my life. My depression has my life has progressively gotten worse the closer I've gotten to 30. It has nothing to do with the age 30. It just has to do with my progression as a human. I have just predictably and continually gotten worse and worse and worse year after year. So I've always wanted to get better in my life and, figure it out. And every year that went by that I didn't, my hope got smaller and smaller. At first, I didn't let it affect my hope, but there was a certain point, probably around the age 26, when I really was like, this is really my life, and I have been hoping for so long that things would get better, and they haven't. In my early 20s, despite being severely depressed, I had a well-paying job, or a decent paying job. I made about $50,000 a year at, early 20s. I had a boyfriend, I had relationships, I had friendships, I had hobbies, I had interests, I had motivation, I went to the gym, I cooked dinner for myself and my sister and my boyfriend every single night, and I was happy. Even though I was depressed, I still found some sort of joy in life. And that remained for a good part of my early 20s, up until about 25, 26. I'm sorry, they're doing construction outside or something. By the time I reached 20, 25, 26, or in the last, the recent 4 or 5 years, my life has just gotten so bad. I can't hold down a job because of the depression, the chronic fatigue, and the severe headaches. I have not been in a relationship for over 4 years now. I have no friends. I have no hobbies. I can't cook for myself. I can't take care of myself. I have no idea how I'm going to pay rent each month. I am just in a really, really bad place. And there's only so much hoping that a person can do to hope that one day they're going to magically get better. And they will. I don't even know really what I'm trying to say. But what I am going to say is that I have been dreading this day for so many years, and I'm okay with it today. And I was okay with it a few weeks ago too, ish. I've gotten progressively over the past week or so more okay with turning 30. And that is because my depression has been getting better. And I am going to make a video about my depression getting better. I really just, I'm trying to be cautious with speaking so openly on a platform like this about my depression getting better, knowing that it just does such a, with severe depression, you can be okay one day and then not the next type of thing. So I don't like to just be like, okay, I've had like about 2 or 3 weeks now where I've genuinely been okay. Happy, I wouldn't call it that, but depressed, severe depression where I want to end my life, no, it's not there anymore. And yeah, I'm going to make a video soon about that. I just do really want to be really careful in speaking about that. I'm losing my track. I had a plan in this video. I was going to because if you guys watched my last video, you know that I really love candles, like birthday candles, and I was so not looking forward to how unhappy I am and not enjoying my birthday. And I was like, the least thing I could do is like light a candle, light a birthday candle in this video. But I just got so distracted kind of with talking that it hasn't worked really in my favor. But I have been doing better, and I'm okay with turning 30 now because I feel like I can do it. I think I can do it. I think I'm gonna do it. I think things are gonna be okay for me. I'm not there yet. I'm still really struggling. All those things I said that I'm dealing with are still I did not expect that to hurt that bad. I was trying to I was trying to use candle wax to like melt it and stick it to hold it up, and that didn't feel good. But I think I burned myself actually. I want to tell you guys a little story kind of thing that I've been wanting to tell you guys about for a long time. I just haven't. I don't know, I just haven't. Now I'm really worried about, like, I should just get something to put underneath this. I have had a few distinct, like, specific moments in my depression over my life that have stood out to me. And my depression has I've been depressed since I have been alive, since I've known consciousness. And I only really remember anything from the age of 12 on. So I remember being 12 and being depressed. And my second strong memory of depression, of it getting worse, was when I was 16. It got really, really bad when I was 16. And then there's 3 more memories after this. It was in my 20s. And when I was 21, I remember going to a yoga class and I was still depressed. So, all these years, like, I was just waiting. I was young, and I figured the depression was just going to go away. I just didn't really understand depression, lifelong depression. I didn't get it. So I just assumed, like, I would be okay one day. And obviously I wasn't. So I was 21 and I was going to a yoga class. I was very depressed, as I always was. And I was going to a yoga class with my sister. And in that class, I remember laying there on the mat doing some sort of yoga pose and thinking to myself, all of these people are just living their life normally, and they're somewhat happy, and I'm never going to be like that. And I just sat there and cried. It was like the realization kicked in. It's like, if you have never been happy, you've been waiting to be happy for so long, and you've never been happy, what makes you think you're ever going to be happy again? And I sat there and I cried while I was in a yoga pose, right? And I guess, when you talk about memories that are significant to you, they don't really have as much of it doesn't really mean much to you, but that was like a very memorable moment for me, realizing I am always going to be depressed, and this is probably what my life is going to look like. But I still had hope. So the years went on, and the depression remained, and I actually got a lot worse in the years after that. And the second time I remember, or the third, or whatever you want to call it, specific moments, I was 26, and I was with my boyfriend, and I was laying in bed at night, and I was just so depressed, and I had no reason to be as depressed as I was. And I remember I made a Reddit post. I made my Reddit account that day because I'd always gone on Reddit. I'd always been like just lurking on Reddit, but I never used to post. And I made a Reddit post that day about like depression, about how I don't know what I'm ever going to do. I'm never going to be happy, something like that. And that was when I was 25 or 26. I think I was 25. And then the last moment, and the one that I am wanting to share with you guys, is when I was 27. My knee hurt so bad from like burning. It has a little like cut on it now, like a little burn scar or something. I was 27 and my sister had just got diagnosed with cancer, and I was in the worst place I was in my life prior to her getting diagnosed with cancer, but then her getting diagnosed was so much worse. And I was at the point where I was pretty much like ready to end it all. And I remember sitting on my couch, and this moment is the reason why I have lived on as long as I have to this day, and it's my whole reason for living, kind of. I was 27. I was sitting on my couch crying, realizing now my sister has cancer. I can't do it. I can't end my life anymore. That's off the table. And I sat there and cried, and I realized that because my reasoning was I couldn't do that to my family. I couldn't put them through that when my sister has cancer and all that stuff. And I said, if I'm going to have to be alive, then I'm just going to get this out of the way because they're making me nervous now. If I'm going to have to be alive and get up every single day and feel like a zombie who's dragging 50 pounds of lead with them and just trying to get through each minute of every day, I'm going to have to devote my life to something. I'm going to I had to make a purpose. Because I was reading all these things on Reddit, and I was like, I have no purpose of being alive. There's the only purpose I had to be alive. The only purpose was for my family's sake, because my family would be sad if I was gone. That was the only thing I was living for. And I'm sure a lot of people with severe depression can relate to that, because you're like, I don't want to be here anymore. I'm so done. There is nothing here for me. The only reason why I'm here is to not hurt you, my mom, my dad, my sister, my family members. I just don't want to hurt them. That's the only reason why I was here. But I couldn't do it. I thought, how am I supposed to drag myself through this life, torturing myself every single second of the day? And if you understand, you understand. If you don't, you don't. It's awful. It's awful. It's not a way to live. It's not living at all. You're just existing and torturing yourself in like some sort of hell every single day is what it feels like. And I realized I had to make some sort of reason to be living. And on that day, I was crying to God, I think he gave me this. I don't know if it was me or him, but I decided on that day that I was going to cure my depression no matter what it took. My life was I don't know the word, designated? I don't know the word. My life was only for curing depression. That's all I need to do. I'm putting all of my life force, what little bit I have in it, all of my energy, everything that I have into curing this depression, and I'm going to help other people. If I can cure my depression, this severity of depression, I can help so many other people, because I had been depressed my whole life, severe depression. To this day, still struggling with it. Obviously, you guys know if you watch my videos, but I am getting better for the first time in my entire life. For the first time in my entire life, I am getting better. I've never been getting better from my depression. I've had distractions from my depression, a new boyfriend, a new career, an amount of money, a new place, just distractions. I've never just actually been getting better. I've been thinking about this a lot lately, but now saying it out loud, wow, for the first time in my life, I'm getting better. I can't even believe it. This is amazing. And I made my goal that day to devote was the word I was looking for, to devote my life to curing my own depression so that I can help other people. And I had made no progress from that day to this year. It's been 3 years, over 3 years, and I've made no progress with my depression that you could see. But I think it was all building up inside of me. Everything I've learned. I think I read 72 books, like self-help, self-improvement, depression, all those, anxiety, all those things. I read those books in those years. I've learned so much. I've done so much work, but yet my depression wasn't getting better. And it's all finally coming together. And there were some steps that I was really missing, like some very less than 5 like key steps that I needed to do in order to overcome my depression, that I finally started doing in the past month or so. And I think it is because of God. When people say, because I posted my video, I don't know how many weeks it's been, a few weeks, a month, that God is the answer. And I'm not necessarily saying that God magically was like, everything is better. God gave me the strength, the understanding, the ideas, the energy change. I don't know what he did. I don't know how he did it, but all of a sudden I was being led to these things that I needed to do, and I started to understand them, and they're helping. And I do think that my next pivotal moment, because I said I was 12 when I was first depressed, 16 I was severely depressed. I had a moment when I was 21 that was it's stored in my memory. That I don't have I kind of blocked out a lot of my memories because it's kind of depressing, but that day in the yoga studio, I remember it. And that day when I was 25, 26 and laying in bed and writing that Reddit post, I remember it. Like I can visualize it. It's such a substantial day. And I think my next one is going to be in 2025. I'm going to be 30 years old, and I'm going to have a moment where I wake up one day, or one day I'm going to be like, I am happy. I am not depressed anymore. It's just going to hit me, because I already feel it coming. I'm not there yet, but I can feel it happening, and I'm ready for it. And I really hope so badly that I can help other people who are depressed. That is my whole sole purpose of doing these videos. People say, what's the point of crying on camera? I get a lot of comments like that. Well, the point of it's not really a point. It's that I can't not. I couldn't not. I literally, what you guys saw in my worst depression on camera was me holding it together. Off camera, I was a lot worse than that. So if I wanted to make videos, I had no choice but to cry in them, because my state was crying. I almost couldn't not cry. It was just like, I just couldn't do it, kind of. I don't know how to explain it. I wasn't waiting for a moment when I started crying to film a video. I was just always crying. So there was no point of me crying on camera. It was just, it's like someone saying, why is your hair curly on camera? Well, my hair is curly. Why are you crying on camera? Because I'm always crying. It's just who I am. But so that was me mostly pulling myself together on camera. And I'm losing my train of thought why I was talking about that. People always, oh yeah, people are like, why do you do this? Why do you post videos like this? Why do you put yourself on like this? And there's multiple reasons. The biggest one is that no one else seems to do this. And I'm like, I know I'm very severely depressed, and I don't know anyone else in my life who has experienced depression to the level that I do. I get people who have situational depression, or they have like some depression. I've not come across a single person who is affected to the severity that I had been, and lifelong. And one thing I know about the universe is that if you're experiencing something, someone else is too. And the amazing thing about what we have about the internet is that the videos are there for anyone in the world for free, and YouTube is really good at making it find the right people. So I just knew that the first time I put a video is because I was so desperate. I was like, please, someone just help me. And then I kept doing it because I knew that I was going to reach people who felt like me, and they wouldn't feel as alone. And not feeling as alone isn't going to cure your depression by any means, but I've always felt like there was something inherently wrong with me for the depression I felt. And if I could watch another video, or I used to always read Reddit posts for people who explained experiences just like mine, and I felt like, wow, it's not just me who feels like this. And I knew that I would maybe help someone in that way. And I also knew that I'm not amazingly beautiful, but I'm a relatively attractive woman. And I know that people think that attractive people aren't capable of like experiencing these things. And I wanted to put my face to my experience so that people, doesn't think that appearance is going to change everything, because it's not. And beautiful people, again, I'm not calling myself beautiful. I'm aware that I'm somewhat attractive. Don't get me wrong. Sometimes I look at myself and I think I'm literally the ugliest human to exist, but I think I'm starting to develop some sort of like body dysmorphia, because it's become kind of an issue. And I just wanted to represent to people, I just want it to be real. I feel like the internet is just not real, and society has become just not real, and people just portray this version of themselves that is just their best version of themselves. And I don't want to do that. I don't want to contribute to that. I just want to help people stop hurting. If you watch my videos all the time, you can always see as soon as I'm about to start crying, I get like these weird like red marks that are on my face. So you guys can probably tell it's like, oh, she's gonna start crying. So her eyes are red. I'm not gonna start crying. I might. I'm gonna watch back this video after and be like, you were supposed to say something and you totally lost track. I'm just trying to come on here and be me and show everything that I'm going through and the severity of my depression, with hopes that one day I'm going to overcome it, and this journey is going to be here for people to see. Because I just know if I don't know if I know, but I bet if I didn't do these videos, this is why I think the universe and God is all like aligned. Like, I didn't ever intend to make videos on YouTube about my depression. I wanted to make videos on YouTube helping people, always. I've always wanted to make videos on YouTube helping people. But if you go back to my oldest videos, you'll see that they're about, I don't know what I posted about, like nutritional science and like neurology and biology, everything. I wanted to help people. I had no intentions to ever make videos of me like crying on camera. It just happened, and I think that was God in the universe doing it for me, because I think I really am going to get better. I really, like, cross my fingers I'm going to get better. I think I already feel that in me, and God did that. He told me, because I just was called. It was like, make a video about it. I don't know why. I wasn't like strategically like, oh, I should make a video about this. It was just like, it felt like it was God pushing me to make these videos. And I think it's because when I do overcome my depression and I make videos telling people how I overcame my depression, no one would care, because they'd look at me and say, I bet you she wasn't that depressed. But you watch those videos of mine and tell me I wasn't that depressed, you can't. Some people say, not often, I don't even really like addressing people. I just ignore the comments that are saying things that I don't like, because I just don't want to give into it. I'm like, who cares? Like, everyone's gonna have their opinion. But I get some people who say she's faking it, crocodile tears, who thinks she's faking it, or a lot of people who think I have this like grand scheme kind of plan. They're like, she's so smart, she's doing this, she knows what she's doing by crying on cat. I'm like, I don't even know what they're talking. I don't really totally get what they're talking about. But if someone said, and I really like this, I was only one comment that said this. Most people don't usually bother defending me, but someone said if she's faking her depression, she should like get an Oscar or an award or a Grammy or something like that, and or she should be an actor or something like that. And I was like, that is so true, because to be able to fake that level of depression, it's like you should seriously be an actor. And I unfortunately am not a good actor. I can't lie. I can't act. It's like, I'm very vulnerable. I'm very like hard on my sleeve. I express myself. I don't fake my expressions. I'm just me. I just am. I think I'm going to start making videos more often, because this video has been over 20 minutes long, and I don't want to end it because I just want to keep talking, and that's too long of a video because it's becoming too rambly. So I think I'm just going to start making more videos, just talking to you guys every day. So today's my 30th birthday. It's Friday, September 13th, 2024. I'm 30. My life's in a mess. It's not in a great situation, but I feel like I'm going to get better. I feel like I can do it. I have hope for myself, and I am going to wish myself, I'm going to give myself a wish. So hopefully that comes true, and it's so pretty. Yeah.